Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi guys. What's up? What's up everybody? How is everybody doing? I'm happy to be here today and I'm glad that you guys are here. It's another day, it's another time that we are here live. How is everybody doing? Welcome to Discover with Pharrell, to this live today. It's a great live. It's a great live. I'm happy you guys are here. I am excited today that you made it here. So let's wait for people to show up. Hi, Title Kerry Lang. Hey, what's up, my brother? How is Botswana? How is Botswana? How far is Botswana from Kenya? I'd like to visit your country. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're doing good, my brother. Welcome to this live, bro, from Botswana. I'm happy to see you. Happy to see you. I'm happy to see you. Thank you so much. Please, as you come in, like this video. Before we get started with the topic of today, it's gonna be a very funny and interesting topic. Yeah, so welcome back, guys, to Discover with Pharrell. I'm so excited to host you here, for you guys being here as we talk. Thank you, Cecil. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. You're always on time. You're always on time when we post. When you post, you're always on time. So thank you so much. Yes, guys, please make sure you like this video as you come in. I think last time we discussed about the culture shocks and my experiences in the US. As a new person. And today we are gonna do part two of that discussion, like the culture shock that I experienced when I moved over here. Yeah, so I have some few things, in my opinion, that I would rate as culture shock to me, and maybe it can help somebody, who is moving to another country. It doesn't have to be the US or something, but it can be another country out there. So you gotta be ready. Is it unique Gadu? Hey Pharrell, watching from Nairobi, we still experience shock during DB lottery results. Haha. Oh wow. So what happened? Did you win? Did you win? Did you win? Did you win your the DB lottery? What happened? But I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here, Santisana. Kelly Lane, you're saying the flight from Nairobi to Gaborone is 4 hours. Oh, okay. So from Nairobi to Botswana, it's 4 hours. That is not long. So I guess somebody can visit Botswana. I would love to visit Botswana. It feels so like I don't know. I wanna come there and see for myself. Yeah, but anyway, so we're talking about culture shock, man. Like when you move from a place, like you're so used to stay in your house, whatever, you move to another county, you move to another place, or maybe you're from the village and then you move to town. For example, you're from the village, you move from the village to Nairobi. There's a little bit of culture shock, and you'll be experiencing some things that you'll be like, oh my God, how did I do that? Oh, this is not the way we're supposed to do things, right? So that what happens when you move to a new country, because you don't know their culture, you don't know how they do things. So the things you're doing is so like so new to you, and you experience some problems or difficulties doing them. So welcome, guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. Don't forget to like this video as you come in, and thank you so much for being here. As usual, I don't want to take a lot of time, on this live, but let's get down to it. Just a moment. There's something. So I'll give some viewpoints or some few things that last time we talked about the community. We talked about so many other things, but today I want us to talk about some other things that I experienced. So without wasting much time, let's go down to it. Now, one of the things I experienced. So this one I didn't quite experience in the US. So before coming to the US, I went to Sweden. I went to Stockholm, Sweden. So like we had these friends, and we made some friends in school. So because we had gone there for school, and we made some friends in school, and then one day they are like, okay, they invited us for dinner. So we were supposed to go to an Ethiopian restaurant in Stockholm. So me and my friend, we were like, oh yeah, we'll accompany you for dinner. You want us to come along, so that's fine. And so we dressed up and we went out for dinner. So like in Kenya, what I was used to is like when somebody invites you for dinner, they will pay for it, right? If I invite my friend for dinner, to take them out for dinner, I'm supposed to pay for it. I'm the one who said, okay, let's go for dinner. So I'm automatically, I'll be the one paying for that dinner, for that lunch. And so that was my mentality. So what happened is like, okay, we went out and we started eating, and then we are ordering all these kind of foods and everything, and then we were done. And then what happened is like the bill came, and then we saw our friends, they got their cards out and they paid their bill, and then we are like, yeah, are they not paying for us? They're not paying for us. We were like, okay, it was just a little bit of a shock. We were like, okay, they're only paying for the part of their meal. So our two friends, each one of them paid for their meal, and then we were like, so I think we are educated people, so we just stared at it, we looked at each other, and then we were like, okay, maybe we are supposed to pay for our own meals. And so we had carried our cards, and then we paid for our meals. And then afterwards, that's when we realized, like, in this part of the world, when somebody asks you like, okay, let's go out for dinner, let's go out for lunch, you have to be prepared. You have to have some money with you, because you will pay for yourselves. If you don't have money, of course they can pay for you. Maybe if you didn't have money, it depends on the relationship that you have with your friends and everything. But there are some people who don't care, because that's what they are used to. So you cannot just go and start demanding for them to pay for you. So to be on the good side, to be on the safe side, you need to have some money with you. So that was my first experience with that kind of a thing. That when you go out, it's good to have money with you. It's not only abroad or wherever. Even when you're in Kenya, when you're in any other country, like, it's good to have something, to have some money for backup in your pockets. So afterwards, that's when we were talking with our friends, and we were telling them, in Kenya, if I tell you like, let's go for lunch, I'm the one who said it, so I'm the one who's gonna pay for it. So yeah, those are like different cultures. And it is the same thing over here in America when people say, we are going, can we go out for lunch? Can we go out for dinner? Be prepared to pay for yourself. Be prepared to have your own check, unless somebody else says, okay, I'm paying for your bill, right? So that is something to note. So another thing, number two, something I saw here. Well, there are a lot of dogs. Like there's a lot of dogs here. People love dogs, right? And it's so like you don't even see stray dogs, in the roads. Back in Kenya, everywhere you go, you'll meet a dog just loitering around. Here they have what we call animal control. So if you notice there's a dog around, you can just go on your phone and call animal control in your county or wherever in your neighborhood. And so they will come and get the animal, and then they'll take it to an animal shelter or something, right? So here we have people, in Kenya, sometimes you're like, you meet a dog somewhere and it's trying to disturb you, and then you kick it, and then to go away, or you take a stone and kick the dog. Here, if you do that, then you can you'll be in jail. Yeah, you'll be in jail. So here dogs are taken care of like people. They are like children, they are like babies. So I see a lot of people walking dogs, and it's beautiful. Some have cats, but most of the people I've seen have very beautiful dogs, and they take good care of them. So I was driving, I think when I was very new in America, and we were driving around, and then I saw an animal hospital, right? An animal hospital. I was like, wow, there's an animal hospital here. Yes. So the person who was driving me told me like that's where they take the dogs. They take the dogs for checkup, to be treated. Like and dogs have like appointments. You just go with your dog, and they have an appointment. They check their temperatures, they check everything, they check their health. Oh my god, yes, and you pay for it, right? We even have people who have been employed here to be dog walkers. Like your job is to just walk dogs, and you get paid for it. We have nurseries. It's like a baby care for dogs. So if maybe you're going somewhere and you don't want to go with your dog, you just take it somewhere and they'll take care of it. Just like you take your child to a baby care or to a daycare. We have those kind of things that you take your dog there. So I was like, wow, that is so different. Like it's good to take care of animals, right? And to treat them well, because they are part of us, right? So that is one thing. Another thing that I noticed, this there's a lot of dogs here, and people keep them as pets, and they really really value them. Yes. So another thing, the third thing, when you're buying food here, a lot of food here has a lot of sugar, right? When you're buying food, like I don't know what happens, but a lot of the other foods that we buy here, they are made with a lot of sugar. So, and sugar in form of corn syrup. So if you're buying something, it's sugar, sugar, sugar. The cakes have a lot of sugar. Everything has a lot of sugar. So if you don't watch out, you'll be consuming a lot of sugar in your body. And so like you have to really really watch what you're eating, because mostly all the foods, and especially the processed foods, they have a lot of sugar, and processed sugars. And so if you just continue on consuming like these foods each and every time, you'll be shocked, because it's a lot of sugars. And you have to be very careful, because some of these sugars are not natural. They are processed, they are made from the factories and everything. So you have to be very careful of like what kind of what kind of food you're buying, the amount of calories and everything. So in America, we have a lot of processed food and frozen foods and everything. So you don't really have to cook. You don't really have to cook. You just buy food from the store, pre-cooked. You just come. You can just keep it in your whatever in your fridge, and then you just be. If you get hungry, you just get something, warm it up, and eat. So you don't really have you have chips, we have fries, we have frozen chicken, we have fried chicken that is frozen but it's pre-cooked. You just have to warm it and that's it. Or maybe you just cook it for 5 minutes and it's done. So like because a lot of people are busy, they are very busy doing whatever they're doing in their jobs, um, doing a lot of work here and there. So like maybe sometimes you don't get enough time to prepare food, and so you'll be like you resort to just buying those processed food. But what you're feeding yourself is a lot of sugars and everything. So it is nice to check. So that's one of the things that I noticed. Like, hey, we have a lot of processed food and you don't so not many people have like like in Kenya we have like uh most people have like kitchen gardens, or you have a garden, a backyard where you just plant some things. You plant your tomatoes, your sukuma wiki, your kales, your broccoli, your whatever. So you have like vegetables there, fresh vegetables from the garden, where you just go pluck them and then you cook them. It's not so many people have those. So what they do, like, just go to the stores, the supermarkets, and then they buy like these frozen things, pre-cooked or pre-prepared, and yeah, and the life continues. So that's one of the things about like food being processed and having a lot of sugars. That's something that was not, you know. And talking about food, processed food, and also a lot of fast foods. You know, like we have a lot of fast food restaurants. I know you know them, like McDonald's, Burger King, all these places. There's a lot, and they make a lot of money because people buy. Like I said, people are busy, so sometimes you don't get time to prepare food. So what people do is just get a burger and fries, and that's it. Get a sandwich, and that's it. But at the end of the day, you're not, checking your health. It's not good to eat those foods every day. So for me, like when I came here, when I was in Kenya, I was like, hey, I always hear of these burgers. I always hear of McDonald's. I always hear of Burger King. I just want to taste them. I was dying. I was dying to taste a McDonald's burger. And so when I got here, I was like, hey, I need to taste this burger. I need to taste all these burgers. And so I think my first few weeks here, I was eating burgers, I was eating fries like every day, like I don't know, all this whole week. Just go to the store, just buy burgers and fries and everything. And within 1 or 2 months, hey, I was like this. I think my cheeks were my mashavus were very big. Like I became very very big. I gained a lot of weight. But then as time went by, I was like, okay, no, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. But I think that's something when you do when you're like new to a place. You're very new to a place and you want to taste everything. You want to taste all the food that is there. And so that's what I did. But right now, I'm not like a fan of burgers. I can stay for a very long time without eating burgers and everything. So like yeah. So that's one of the things like I loved when I came here. And of course we know like another thing I of course we noticed when I came here. in Kenya, we drive like driving. We drive. We keep left. In the USA, we keep right. So that's another difference. We keep left in Kenya. Here we keep right. So if you had an experience driving in Kenya and then you come over here, you can really, really get confused because we drive on the other side. So sometimes it takes a lot of time to get used to the two sides. And of course, the vehicles are different because the American ones um, left hand drive, but the Kenyan ones are right hand drive. Am I right? Yes. So it's very different, and so like people get confused sometimes. You can find yourself driving in the wrong way or taking the wrong turn, right? So here we drive on the right, and Kenya we drive on the left. And so talking about driving, there's something else that is very. So the traffic rules. Here in America, the traffic rules are really followed. Like, we don't have a lot of, I've never even seen like traffic police, like police manning a roundabout or wherever, or an exit, maybe if there's a function or something, or maybe if there's an accident happening. But in Kenya, we have a lot of traffic police, and we have that wing in the police department for the traffic police, whereby you see police controlling traffic each and now and then, and people don't respect the traffic lights. Yes, I pause for a moment because they don't. If the lights are green, it says go. If the lights are red, it says stop. So over here, we don't have police on traffic lights. Like, we have stop signs, we have all these traffic lights that controls traffic. And so if it is red and you are alone, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, at night it's 2 a.m. and nobody else is seeing you. And the traffic lights are red. You have to stop. You cannot go anywhere, because if you go and you are like, nobody see me, like I can just drive. If you see a red light and you run through the red light, you see there are cameras all over. So what happens? Nobody even will follow you. You'll just get a ticket. So what the cameras do, so they take a picture of your license plate, and then because you're registered, they know your address, so you'll just get a ticket at your house. They'll just send a ticket at your house, and you'll be fined, and it's a lot of money. So to avoid all that, people just respect the laws. They respect the traffic laws there. So if you just go to a stop sign, it says stop. You have to stop for some 2-3 seconds. It says stop for a reason, right? So when the sign is there and says stop, you have to stop. If you don't stop, sometimes the police just hide themselves somewhere, and if you don't stop, there you go, you see some lights behind you. Oh my God, yes. And you'll be given a citation, and you'll be given a ticket, and you have to pay a hefty fee. So most people respect, like everybody, most of the people respect the traffic lights. So when I visited Kenya, after staying here for like 2 years, I visited Kenya, and so I was so used to driving here, and maybe we are driving at night, and then I see people, like, I'm telling somebody, oh my God, it's that right, it's red. You just ran a red light. They're like, don't worry about it. Nobody will ask you. So I think when I'm driving in Kenya and it's nighttime or wherever, I don't like sitting at the front because I don't want to see it, because I'm like, oh my God, what did you do? Did you just run through a red light? Huh? Did you just do that? Because what is the disadvantage of running a red light? Because if you run a red light, you don't know if there's somebody else coming because their lights are green. So you can cause a very, very bad, a very fatal accident, right? And so many people die because of running a red light, because somebody else is rushing towards their green light, and then you hear running your red light, and then you crash. It can cause a fatal accident. So when I came to Kenya, and I'm like, oh my God, people, the way they are driving, it's crazy. So what I tried to drive back home. I tried to drive, and I was like, oh my God, I can't. I just can't, because it was very, I don't know, it was very, because like we have these matatus, and then they're trying to squeeze their way in. You are like, you are so overwhelmed, because here in America, like, we give way. If somebody is trying to signal and they are asking for a way, they are asking, to come into your lane, you just slow down and you give them some space to just come over. You just be respectful on the road. But in Kenya, everybody is just, it's like a battle for the mightiest. Like, everybody is just trying to come into the lane, like, oh my God. So I was like, if I drive, I'm gonna cause a crash, because I'm not moving. Somebody else is hooting behind me. They're like, why are you not going? Just go. It was so overwhelming for me. So I was like, okay, let me just use Uber, or let me just let somebody else drive me, or let me just drive in the village where there's no traffic, because no, 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 I cannot do that. And it's not because I'm here pretending. No, like, it's so difficult, because you're coming from a place of order, and then there's so much disorder, then you are so much confused. And I know there are so many good Kenyan drivers who are very good, and they know their ways out of traffic and everything. So, like, you can see the difference. If, for example, like, we have what do we call, like, four roads, like, what do we call, a cross section or whatever. Like, we have a junction, and we have like four highways meeting each other, right? I think in Kenya we have roundabouts there, but here we don't have those roundabouts. So, like, if we have that junction and we have four roads, we are controlled by the lights. Like, so for instance, let's say, like, the lights are not working, the traffic lights, maybe it's raining or something happened, they're not working, and they are blinking, they're not working. So what happens, whoever gets, so we have these four roads meeting each other. So whoever gets on the what do we call, cross section or wherever, whoever gets there first, you get there first, you stop for like 2-3 seconds, and then you move. Whoever got there second on the other side then stops for 2 or 3 seconds, then moves. So you'll never see police, even if the traffic lights are not working. You never see police there, because everybody knows the laws. And before you given a license to drive, you're given this book to read. You're given all these traffic laws, traffic rules and regulation and everything, so you understand what you're supposed to do in case of any eventuality. Then, when we are talking about driving, hey, another thing I discovered, like, here people respect, like, emergency situations and everything. So if you see an ambulance, like, or if you hear the silence, or you look at your rear mirror, and then you see an ambulance coming, you stop. And move over, so that you give the ambulance some ways to cross over. So you're not supposed to be there rushing somewhere, or you're trying to compete with the ambulance. You just stop moving, and you move over and stop until the ambulance passes you, right? Or if it is a police vehicle, or if it's a fire vehicle, you just move over, stop, and then let them go. That's another thing. If you see a school bus that is stopping, that is the highest crime you can commit. Like, if you see a school bus in front of you and it has stopped and children are coming out, so it stops, it has all these red lights flashing, and then there's this the stop sign comes out. You are supposed to stop. You are not supposed to move in either direction. So those cars in front of the bus, on the other side, they are not supposed to be moving if the bus has stopped. The any vehicle behind the bus is not supposed to move until the children cross the road or wherever they are going, and until the red lights from the bus stop flashing. So if you do that, if you cross when a school bus has stopped, then that's it. So they can suspend your license, and they can give you some very high points on your license. And actually, you can even get jailed for that, because if, for instance, you hit a child when you're trying to do that, then that's crazy. And because it has happened before, like a bus has stopped and somebody is just coming, and then you hit a child because they were crossing the road, so you have to stop. So, like, it's very nice to see this order, like traffic rules being obeyed and everything. It creates a certain order, and you can get wherever you're going in a very, very faster way. Yeah. So yeah. So the last thing, the last thing that I saw, was about the time. So here, I think in Kenya we are at the equator, and so we have equal days and equal nights. That is 12 hours, 12 hours, right? So here sometimes we have longer nights and shorter days, or longer days and shorter nights. So what happens? We have something we call daylight saving. Daylight saving. So if you did geography, I think you did these things the things to do with the northern hemisphere, the southern hemisphere, whatever. Da, 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 da. So here they have something we call daylight saving, and daylight saving is whereby sometimes you add 1 hour to your day, or you just remove 1 hour from the day. Why? Because you want to save light. So in spring, before we go to summer, we have longer days. So the sun sets 1 hour later. Did you get that? So in summer, we have longer days. So the sun sets up later. So we have longer days and shorter nights. When we comes to fall, when we come to fall and then we start going to winter, we have shorter days and longer nights. So the sun sets 1 hour before the usual time. So that was something that really, really confused me, why they do that, why they have to like move the clock behind or move the clock ahead with 1 hour. And sometimes when they have moved the clock and you didn't know, you get late wherever you're going, right? You are like, oh, it's 8 a.m. and maybe it's 9, or maybe it's 8 a.m. and maybe it's 7. So like I was so confused. So before I got used to that, I was so confused, because in Kenya I was used to like equal timings, like 12 hours and 12 hours. There was nothing like longer days, longer nights, or wherever. The nights and days were equal, they were balanced. But here they have to do that, and it's controlled by the government. So like, yeah. So that was one of some differences and culture shock that that I experienced, and I was like, wow, wow, this is different. We are living in a different world, whereby like the thing behind that, they say like sometimes they try to like, if and it affects so many people, because if you think about it, about like they try to control crime rates, they try to like people having businesses like times of summer, so you get to sell more because like you have more light. Like right now the sun goes down, and it's up until even 9 9 p.m. There's still some light. 8 p.m. it's like daytime, and it's 8 p.m. So before you have like total darkness, it's 9:30. So I'm like, wow. And then when it comes to winter, by 5 6, there's total darkness, right? So it was very very different. But all in all, like I say, like it's good to experience these differences, and to embrace them, and to know how to go about them. It makes you a better person, and it makes you change yourself, and do a lot of things. So those are some of the things I experienced, of the mostly the culture differences that I experienced. But anyway, we are here to experience things and to learn from them, and to be better people in future, right? So yeah, yeah, yeah. Hi Japheth. Hi Japheth. Hi Japheth. How you doing? Hi Miss Machua. Following the rule of law, it's good to learn. Yes, it's very nice to follow the rules, and I don't know how it would take a minute for us, like in Kenya, to just be, like to follow those rules and not be supervised by anybody. Like when you see a red light, you have to stop and wait for that to happen. But I know there are so many good drivers who do that. But the person behind you is just honking at you, like, why are you not moving? But anyway, Miss Macho, you're saying Kenya, my country. Where did we go wrong? I don't know. I don't know where we went wrong. But we definitely need to change our mentality. We definitely need to change how we do things. And I think everything shall be well. Well, nice, 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 guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and us learning about the different things that we do here, the different approaches about life. It's very fulfilling to see like people think differently, people do things in a different way, but all in all, we are humans. And that's why I always say like traveling traveling is good, because the things I knew when I was in Kenya, the things I knew when I was in Kenya, I was like, okay, is the only thing that I know. I don't know many other things. I'm like, well, so when I travel to many places, I'm like, wow, is this how they do things here? I only knew this and this. So you added so much, there's so much knowledge that is added to your life, and you'll be a better person. And you'll be, if you have an argument, you'll be able to argue like somebody who has so much knowledge. So I think I acknowledge the differences in culture and everything, and we appreciate like people have different cultural beliefs and everything. I don't care like where you come from or what you do. That's your culture, and that's how you were raised. So I'm not here to just tell somebody that, I don't appreciate your culture, I don't appreciate yours. No, we should be able to live like human beings and appreciate each other's differences, because that's why we are here. That's differences make us better. You cannot just be the same person, like we are all the same. It will be very boring, right? Yo. Yeah, so she karaoke. Are you saying your thumbnail can tell it all? Yeah. If you see my thumbnail, that's that's a culture shock. That's a difference. Like And then one thing, maybe before I leave, one thing also, like sometimes we post things like the things here in America, the most basic things that we get here is not the most basic things that you can get in Kenya. Like, I think the American life, they have really tried to balance everybody. And in balance, I say, get me right. Like, there's these basic things that you get when you get a house. When you get a house, even if it's a very cheap house, if you get an apartment, which is maybe a very cheap apartment, it has all these basic things. So you get a, you have a gas cooker, you have a refrigerator, you have a dishwasher in most apartment and everything, and then it looks good. You have this and that, and so like to get something like that, maybe in Kenya, is very different. So you'll be like, when you see people posting, you'll be like, oh my God, they are living a rich life wherever. But it's not the case. It is not the case. Like, that is so like basic. It's just a basic human right. Or, you know, so we have this a basic human, whatever, living rights or whatever. So basic needs, that's what I say. And so when you see somebody posting, they are driving, they have a car. So having a car in America is not luxury. It is not. It is a necessity. Like, you need that car to move around, to go to work, to just go around. If you don't have a car, that means like if you're not working online, you cannot go to so many places. Like, you'll be using a lot of money to just do Uber. I know some people who use Uber to go to work every day, but they use a lot of money to do that. So why don't you just go put down some money and get a car of your own, and then you'll be paying for it? So that's what happens. So many people are just, you put money and you're paying for your car each and every month, and you're paying something. So like having a car is not like luxurious or something. But if I have a car in Kenya, I'll be considered very rich, or I've made it in life, or whatever. So I think those are some of the things that we see, and we are like, okay, you know, they, that somebody has made it in life. But those are some of the cultural differences. So, well, I'm glad you guys are here. Please make sure you like this video. Uh, please like this video, and I appreciate so much for you guys being here, and for listening to me. And please share the video out with your friends so that they can be educated about some differences that we have here and there. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. I'll feel very much appreciated if you go ahead, like this video, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because sometimes I don't notify people that I'm going live. I just say, okay, today I'm going live, and it's just I just go live randomly sometimes, because yeah, that's it. So thank you guys. I appreciate so much. So very soon we are doing something. We'll be doing something. I hope you guys maybe very soon. I don't want to preempt, but I would love to meet you guys in person. And so I'll be planning something out. So pray for me. I'll be planning something out so that we can see if we can meet in person, can meet and greet and see you guys, and interact, have some other people coming to talk to you guys and interact and have a good time. That would be very amazing. So just be ready. Just be ready for the announcement. It is coming soon, and we appreciate you guys. So today we took 45 minutes, and thank you for being here. Have a good one. Have a good night. Have a good day. Bye-bye. I love you guys. I love you so much. And discover yourself. Bye-bye.